Hey fourth graders, Miss Wagner here. I'm going to teach you something really important today when you're reading a nonfiction text. Now I'm going to show you an example during an article while I'm reading today. You can practice using any nonfiction text you're reading, whether it be a chapter book, a textbook, or even an article. So this is really important for readers. I'm going to show you that readers figure out the main idea of a text. Okay, now this is sometimes can get pretty difficult, especially if you're reading a longer nonfiction text. So I'm going to show you how to figure out the main idea in 4 easy, simple steps. Step 1. So readers figure out the main idea of a text to determine what point the author is trying to make. So in step 1, you're going to read the heading. The headings are the titles of each section of your reading, whether it be a chapter or if you're reading an article, it's the heading of that section, okay? So make sure to read the headings. Step number 2 is you're going to read each section with the headings, okay? So after you do that, so after you read the heading and after you read the section, step number 3 is you're going to put all of the important information into that one sentence. Just for that one section you read, okay? And you're going to do that with a Post-it note. And I'm going to show you how to do that today online reading an article. Step number 4, which is the last step. Add up all of the main ideas from each section to get the overall main idea. So what you're going to do is you're going to read each section, figure out that main idea of each section, and then at the end, readers, you're going to put all of those main ideas together to figure that one main idea of that whole thing. Are you ready to try it with a nonfiction article? So today we're going to actually read the same nonfiction article Miss Gilster did on Monday when she was talking about text features. It was the George Washington Secrets. So you may be familiar with the text, but I'm going to show you how to do the main idea inside the text. Are you ready? Okay, readers, this is where you're going to go to find an article of your choice. And I'm going to demonstrate it with the George Washington article. On the next slide, it's going to say Scholastic Articles. You're going to click on that link, which is going to give you Scholastic Learn at Home. It's going to look exactly like this. You can pick an article from week 1, week 2, week 3, or week 4. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to pick the one that Miss Gilster read on Monday. Washington Secrets Revealed. Shocking facts about George Washington. Then I'm going to click the blue button that says read the article. Once I've done read the article, it's going to give me a page that just looks like this, a really big text. Now you can either read the article just like this by scrolling down, or what I like to do is I like to read it like a magazine, like an actual article. So I'm going to say open magazine view right here on the left hand side. I want to read it in English, so I'm going to open up the English view. And then this is my article. Now readers, I've actually put sticky notes in each heading, on each section, just to show you what it's going to look like. Because remember readers, we're looking for the main idea of the overall thing. So I'm going to put the main idea in each section. So in this article, for instance, Washington Secrets Revealed, there are 5 different sections. Section number 1, and I can either zoom in or zoom out of my text, okay? So my little text features up here. I made a sticky note by adding a sticky note, clicking the sticky note, and then choosing where I want to put my sticky note, okay? So I've already actually made a sticky note of this section and identified the main idea of each section. So the first section was, the heading said, he didn't really want to be president. So I decided that I read that whole paragraph right here, and I decided what main idea came from that paragraph. So I'm going to open up my sticky note and share with you. I said GW for George Washington did not want to be president at first. That was the main idea of that whole paragraph. Then I went on to the second section. The heading said he led a ring of spies. I read that whole section, and then I determined as a reader, what is the main idea of that section? I jotted it down on a sticky note and said, George Washington was in charge of American troops. He led spies and helped win the Revolutionary War. Okay, so just because I'm typing and taking notes, I'm actually not typing out the whole thing. I'm making abbreviations for things. Okay, so let's go on to the next section. I'm going to scroll up. Section number 3. He never called the White House home. So I read the section, I clicked add a sticky note, and I wrote, George Washington never lived at the White House, but he helped choose the capital city. That was the main idea of that section. Just a quick sentence. I'm going to go down to section number 4. He was an amazing dancer. George Washington loved to dance. That's the main idea of that section. Number 5. He got sick a lot. George Washington was not a healthy person, but lived to be 67 years old. So that was the main idea of that one sentence. So as you see, readers, I added a sticky note for each section and identified that main idea with each section. So readers, I'm going to take you back to this anchor chart that we discussed at the very beginning, okay? So with George Washington article, I read the headings, I read the section. I read it beforehand, so I wouldn't bore with you with reading every single section, because I know you can do that on your own. Now, put all the important information in one sentence. Okay, I did that. Now I'm on to step 4, which is probably the trickiest part of this whole main idea concept, okay? Step number 4 says, I'm going to add up the main ideas from each section to get that overall main idea, okay? Now this is the tricky part because you need to identify that all the main ideas in each section and then come up with that one overall main idea. So readers, I'm going to give you back to this screen right here where Washington's secrets revealed. I have my 5 post-it notes. George Washington did not want to be president. George Washington was in charge of American troops, led spies, and helped the Revolutionary War. George Washington never lived at the White House, but helped choose the capital city. George Washington loved to dance. And George Washington was not a healthy person, but lived to be 67 years old. So I have to combine all of these section ideas into one overall main idea. So I'm going to actually take you back to my slideshow. And what you are going to do as a reader is that you are going to jot down the main idea from the article that you read. So my article that I read was George Washington's secrets revealed. And I might want to highlight it, make it underline so I know it's the title. Then now I'm going to identify the main idea. So with all of my sticky notes combined, I'm going to think of one overall main idea. And I'm going to say the main idea. George Washington had many secrets during his presidency beyond that affected his leadership. So I decided, let me fix my spelling, I decided that all of my combined ideas from this section led to this one overall main idea of the text, that George Washington had many secrets during his presidency that affected and beyond that affected his leadership. Because George Washington was the first president of the United States and he affected and rebuilt the government in the way it is. So readers, what you are going to do as your assignment is you're going to go back to that website, the Scholastic Articles. And I want you to pick an article that you want to read. Please do not picture George Washington's article because I just did that. There are so many articles to choose from. You can choose from week 1, week 2, 3, or 4. Okay? Remember, to press on read the article, read each section of the article and the headings, and identify the main idea of each section. And then you're gonna come up with the overall main idea for that article. And then you're gonna go back to a sticky note and type your answer in here. And making sure to put your name, which I forgot. Make sure to put your name. I put a little cloud here to remind you, use only one sticky and your name in the title of the article, okay? So readers, I know this is tricky stuff that we learned today, but I know you can do it, and I can't wait to see your main ideas of your articles. And remember, you can either do this way, or if you just want to find that overall main idea of the article and you don't need to go section by section, then do that. I know you can do it. Can't wait to see your main ideas. See you online. Happy learning!